HarmoniesMB.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know. You don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful.
Hey, what's up out there? So in this episode, we're going to be looking at the song What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction. So I just want to point out something really fast. All of my studio stuff is still moved over to the side because of renovations going on over there. But I'm actually going to try using this old picnic tablecloth that my brother and I used to use for green screen purposes. But realistically, it's not very good because it's plastic. It gets really wrinkly and it's also pretty reflective. And I'm also not using any soft boxes, which is pretty important when it comes to green screen. But I'm going to try it out, see how it looks. But I would have liked this video to look a little bit better. But I will be going back to the normal stuff soon. So what makes you beautiful? This brings me back to my high school days when this song came out. This was during the time when, the flippy hair was all the rage. I think everybody knew that kid who's around my age who knew somebody who always did the hair flip thing, you know what I mean? Giving themselves neck injuries, And it was always funny watching these people walk in the wind when the draft was going against the placing of their hair. Anyway, but I remember this song, I remember when the song came out, and, I tried to not like this song, but that's just not how it works. If the song's catchy, the song's catchy. What can you do? And even to this point, I find this song very catchy, So something that I want to bring up about One Direction really fast is that One Direction basically never performs any of their songs how their harmonies and stuff was arranged in the studio. So One Direction, this is their formula when they perform live. Basically every single time, One Direction always performs songs in a 3-part harmony, with Niall singing the high harmonies, Liam singing the lower harmonies, then the rest of the guys singing melody. They do this for every single song. A lot of their songs are in fact 3-part harmonies. A big hunk of them are. But there are songs here and there, kind of like this one, where there's more to it. And with that being said, they don't perform it live like how they performed it in the studio. They just perform it with those 3 harmonies, or 3-part harmony, melody and high harmony and low harmony. They just perform it like that, like basically all of their songs. There are other groups that do this, like Westlife, for example, where they never perform any of their songs like how it was performed in the studio. And I don't really know why. Either that they don't... it's either that they don't care that much, or they don't remember, or they're just okay just instinctively harmonizing. Because that's really what it sounds like. It really sounds like they're just instinctively harmonizing their songs out when they perform it. And this is the same thing for One Direction and this song too. So basically what I'm saying is, this song, as you probably saw in the demonstration, there's actually 5 parts to it. But One Direction never performs it this way. They always perform it as a 3-part, just like all their other songs. And like I was saying, there are a couple of occasions here and there. Some of their songs have a little bit more to it, but they never actually perform it this way. I reckon that they got a lot of direction in the studio from producers, sound engineers, telling them how to sing stuff. But when it comes to live performances, they just work it out so that it has just a traditional 3-part, just like basically all their other songs. So even with that being said, some of the harmonies that are included in this are pretty much included in how they perform it live, but they just don't even perform it exactly like how they did it. Those parts that aren't included, like how they do it live on stage, if you get what I mean. Now, I just want to point this out also. This song is a nightmare to sing. Something that is very handy with One Direction with them having three melody singers, as I mentioned, is that songs like this, where it takes a lot of breath and it's at like this high, the song's high, so it takes a lot of breath, especially if you're like a baritone and stuff. You can even see One Direction, performing these songs and like having to catch their breath. And something that is kind of cool about having three melody singers is that songs like this, when you drop your mic to take a breath, there's usually somebody else who's still carrying on the note, carrying the melody. Sorry, tripping on my tongue a little bit. Carrying the melody. But anyways, so this song has a lot of overlapping that I find. When you see One Direction performing this on stage, they try to go for the whole thing, like, baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. Like, I'm running out of breath even using my falsetto, so how much worse would it be actually belting this out? Zayn and Louis, I'm pretty sure, are tenors. I think Harry is probably like a higher end baritone. But anyways, so let's get on with it. I'm gonna show you a demonstration of the melody by itself, and it goes like this.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know. You don't know you're beautiful. No, that's what makes you beautiful.
Okay, so now that we're back, the next thing I'm going to show you is a high harmony. In my videos, I tend to move up. So I'm going to show you a high harmony now. And something that I want to note is this note is so, it's mixed so quiet that like, it took me a long time to even figure out whether or not it was fully there. At the part where it goes, looking at you and I can't believe, for some reason that part is really loud. And even listening to some of the references that I have, it's like everything's so quiet, but then when it gets to that point, it's like they hired the volume. It wasn't until recently where I found a video, I think it was called What Makes You Beautiful, Hidden Vocals or something like that, where like somehow somebody did something to the audio to like flip it inside out or whatever, and actually caused for these vocals to stand out. And I was like, whoa, okay. It really helped me out because I was really debating whether or not it was even there because it's mixed so quiet, and the actual song, you can barely hear the harmonies at all. But with even the isolated vocals, it's still really quiet. But anyways, this is how the high harmony goes, and it goes like this. Check it out.
Body else, overwhelmed, hard to tell. You don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe. No, you don't know you're beautiful. No.
Okay, so now that we have those two things, we're gonna play those together so we can hear how they harmonize together. Check it out.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know. You don't know you're beautiful. No, that's what makes you beautiful.
Alright, next up, I'm gonna show you a harmony just below the melody, and it goes like this.
Light up my world like nobody else. You flip your hair, gets me overwhelmed. Smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I could see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know. You don't know you're beautiful. No.
Okay, so something that I want to point out is that something that you may have noticed if you ever look up One Direction performing this song live. This part and the high harmony are included, but they are sang like all the way through. So as I showed you in the demonstration, it goes something like, "Baby, light up my world like nobody else. You flip your hair, gets me overwhelmed. Smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know you're beautiful," right? But live, when they perform this song, it sounds more like, "Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful." Like that. And then Niall's part, the same thing. It's "Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed." Okay, I think you guys get what I mean. But in the actual track, it's "body else overwhelmed." It's not even "overwhelmed" or "body else" like how he does it live on stage. Because live on stage he goes, "Baby, you light up my world like nobody else." So that doesn't even match. So I'm just trying to show you that One Direction, they didn't perform it anyway like how they did it like they did it in the studio. Very, very different. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play you the harmony just below the melody with the melody so we can hear how they should harmonize together. And it goes like this. Have a listen.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I could see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know. You don't know you're beautiful. No, that's what makes you beautiful.
So the next thing I'm going to show you is a high-low. So if you watched my last video, you'll know what that means. But basically, it's like the high harmony that we heard moments ago, except sing on a lower octave. So it should mimic it exactly, but on a lower octave. So it goes like this.
Body else overwhelmed, hard to tell. You don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know you're beautiful.
Okay, now we're going to play that with the melody. It goes like this.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know. You don't know you're beautiful. No, that's what makes you beautiful.
Okay, so lastly, there is a low melody. I found that there's a lot of One Direction songs that actually include this. But basically, the low melody is sang just like the melody. but on a lower octave. So have a listen to that.
Light up my world like nobody else. You flip your hair, gets me overwhelmed. Smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe.
Alright, and together with the melody, I mean, it just follows the melody, but goes like this. Have a listen.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know. You don't know you're beautiful. No, that's what makes you beautiful.
So, something that I have found in this song while listening to it and making discoveries, I have found that, in my opinion, 3 of the vocals out of the 5 are all Harry Styles. I found that, of course, the melody is shared, but I found that the melody includes Harry. In fact, I would actually say his voice is the most apparent with the way that they mixed it. I actually found that the harmony just below the melody is also Harry. It sounds just like him, and I actually found that the low melody. I found that the low melody is him also. That's just my opinion. That's what I was able to pick out. I actually think that 3 of the 5 vocals that I showed you are actually him. So I don't know exactly how the harmonies were divided. I do feel strongly that the high-low is Liam. The high harmony is very much Niall. But live on stage, the harmony just below the melody would be Liam instead of the one below that. And then the melody is shared. Probably Louis singing the melody, although I would say that he's the most drowned out. I can hear traces of Zayn in there, but as far as Louis, it's kind of hard to pick him out. But I reckon that he's probably singing in there. But yeah, that's basically all of the vocals in this song. That pretty much sums it up. So if you want to recreate how they did it in the studio, you can use this video to apply it to whatever you're doing, a cover or whatever. But I hope you got a kick out of this video. And thanks for watching. That's pretty much it. Sing in harmony, live in harmony, all that good stuff. And see you next time. Whichever video, whichever song that may be. Peace and love.